Is this Mr. Mike Del Pizzo?
This is him. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. How you doing today?
Good. All right. So, I take it right off the bat. I mean, the new album that's coming out, it's called "This Is Time to Get Weird."
It's time to get weird. Yeah.
Time to get weird, and right away I'm like, all right. These guys have a little bit of a Kiss influence going on.
Just a little bit.
That's awesome. Yeah, Rock and Roll was like my favorite Kiss album, so I was like, oh, you can't get a better album to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, that cover is just legendary. And, it kind of came, the idea was kind of a joke while we were on tour, let's do that. And then we kind of threw it aside. We were like, nah, we can't do that. And then when our artist was drawing album covers, he sent us one of something, and we were like, nah, and he goes, all right, I got this idea, let me do it. And he sent us the Rock and Roll Over cover, and we were like, that's so weird, because we were thinking about that ourselves. We're like, it must be an omen, so let's go with it.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, also, too, the image. I mean, you guys have a very unique kind of image where it's almost like a cross between Kiss and the Joker.
Yeah, for sure. There you go. Mm-hmm.
So what made these guys go that way with the image?
Well, to be honest, it just came from the idea that we just want to entertain people. I mean, we didn't want to be just another band up on stage with jeans and T-shirts. I mean, there's plenty of them, and they're fine. But for us, we wanted to really entertain people and give them an outlet when they came to see us and looked at our pictures and whatnot. And so we figured, why not? And like our first photo shoot, we all showed up not knowing what we were going to look like. We all, we had a horror movie makeup artist. We all kind of looked at her and had our own ideas and said, just go for it. And she did, and that's the look she came up with. And we were like, all right, cool. We only look like 50% dumb, so we'll just go with this, and it's all good. And it just kind of worked, It was for me especially. My look was really based off of like 30 Days a Night kind of vibe. The vampires and that. So, we're just having fun, really, at the end of the day.
You know what? I think it's better. I mean, I'm a huge fan of like all the old glam bands and shock rock bands and stuff like that. And I think it really not only adds to it, but it gives you like that separation to where here's these guys on stage and they look like rock stars. And it kind of gives you that separation between the people in the crowd and you guys up on stage.
You know what? I've always thought that, like, no matter what your look is, whether it's Nirvana or Pantera or Kiss, every band, no matter what they do, they all have a look. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, and bands, it's all an image. So, for bands like Kiss and Alice Cooper, Slipknot, and obviously us now, it's like, it's just kind of the way we chose to do it, and it works good for us. It allows us to get up there and probably be a lot weirder than we would be able to do if we didn't have the makeup on. So it all kind of feeds into who we are, It works. Amazingly, luckily.
And you were saying, which was something that really stood out to me in your bio, too, about how when you guys were putting the band together, you guys really wanted to make sure you guys were all on the same page, that this was going to be an entertaining band, and you really wanted to entertain people.
Mhm. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That was the main focus. I mean, we weren't sure initially how we were going to do it, but that was. I mean, I don't know. Me and the other four guys in the band have all been in, other bands that have done the regular look kind of thing, and it just we're like, you know what, F it, let's just do this and have a good time, because we figured if we're having a good time, other people were going to join us and have a good time, and that seems to be what's happening. And the people that aren't into it, and obviously we knew it as soon as we painted our faces up, certain people just are not into that. In fact, when I was a kid, I wasn't really into it, and that's fine. We knew there was going to be a certain amount of people that were going to write us off, and we were like, who cares?
Now, has it changed your opinion on, like, maybe bands from, yesterday that maybe you didn't give a chance to because of image?
You know what? About 5 years ago, 6 years ago, before Sunflower Dead started, and this has a lot to do with why I wanted to entertain people, I actually went and saw Kiss for the first time. You know, I never hated Kiss. I never loved Kiss. I liked a couple songs. But I was like, somebody offered me free tickets. I was like, I'm going to go do it. And I walked out of that concert going, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. These dudes get it. They're having fun. The crowd's having fun. And that's what I want to do. And then when we got the opportunity to do this band, you know, I was like, we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do, you know, totally Kiss style and have fun our own way. And now, you know, I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Alice Cooper and stuff like that, but now I totally do. When I see certain bands that do it with the right amount of class and get the tongue-in-cheek thing correctly, I dig it. To me, if you're a band that gets up there and takes yourself seriously with the makeup on, I'm not usually a fan so much then at that point. I kind of think, like, really, like, come on. I mean, nobody's really that evil or dark or scary. Probably could beat up most of the dudes in bands like that anyway, so I probably am just like, nah, I don't take it too seriously at that point. It's got to be somewhat tongue-in-cheek, I think.
I agree. I totally agree. Now, something else that's kind of different about Sunflower Dead and yourself actually is, and I'm wondering if you may be like the first like hard rock metal accordion player out there.
Probably the first and only ever. But, yeah, dude. I mean, you know, it's just people ask me about that all the time, and for you know, rightfully so. And I just picked up that instrument one day because I was bored years and years ago. I'm from Philadelphia originally, and I went to a music store, and I was like, you got an accordion? The dude was like, sure. He goes, I don't even know what they're worth. I was like, I don't know, let me just buy it. So I bought some crappy used accordion, and I put the damn thing on, and it just felt right. Like, it just seemed to fit around my body correctly, and, you know, it just works. I don't know what it is. Like, it's a retarded, not sexy instrument at all, but for me, it just works. And when I play it, you know, as soon as I come out, either, you know, people start yelling Urkel or Weird Al or start laughing. But as soon as I play the damn thing, I sort of got everybody shuts up and those video phones come on, you know, and all I see is the lights and everybody's filming me. So it shuts them up and it gets their attention and allows them to like focus for a second before we hit them with the music. And it's working.
That's cool. So, now something else too with the album "Time to Get Weird" was you guys like sat down and you put like a wish list together, I guess, of who you wanted the producer to be, and the guy at the top of the list was Dave Fortman, who's worked with people like Godsmack and Slipknot and Evanescence, and you guys ended up getting him.
I know, how lucky. I mean, Dave Fortman's somebody that was on my wish list 10 years ago. You know, I mean, I've always wanted to work with Dave. I absolutely love the first Evanescence record. I mean, I like the second one that he did too, but me and him have long conversations about it. I absolutely love it and always have, especially for the production and the way everything fits her vocals, being a vocalist. And, you know, initially, Mikey Doling from Snot, who was the co-producer on the record, he's been hitting us up for a long time. He's like, let me produce your second record. I love the band. And we, you know, we went back and forth, and we're talking to different producers, and then Mikey brought in the idea of Dave Fortman mixing the record. And I said, that's cool. I was like, I'll tell you what, Mikey, if you can get Dave Fortman to co-produce or produce the record with you, I was like, the gig is yours. You guys got it. We'll put the deposit down. And he did, and them dudes gave over 100%. And them dudes just came in and killed it for us and gave, you know, I gave them a list of everything I wanted the record to be, and they knew exactly what we wanted, and both of them went, you know, they just were amazing.
That's awesome. Now, you guys, too, you banged out the album in 12 days. You actually booked the studio for 30, and you did it in 12. Like,
I know, and it's
working with them more of a motivation as well?
I don't know what it was. In fact, we booked it for 30 days, and like we weren't moving fast. We just were having a good time. You know, we didn't even make a plan. We just kind of went in there and we're laying down tracks and having a good time. And we all kind of had the attitude like, you know, we worked really hard in pre-production on the songs, but at the same time we had the attitude that when we were tracking, we were just going to let it flow and throw down the songs how we felt, you know, and add what we wanted, change them how we wanted. And it just went so naturally, and guys were drinking beers and having a good time and laughing. And 12 days later, you know, me and Dave were putting down the final background like keyboards, and he looked at me, he goes, "We're done, dude." And I was like, "Shit." I was like, "All right, cool." I was like, "Cool, let's go out to dinner or something." Like it was very, I mean, it was a very surreal time that I'll probably treasure for the rest of my life because it went so well.
Now, did you guys have stuff written already, or you guys went in and just wrote everything and recorded it?
No, we got off the road. We got off the road in August of last year, was it 2014, from our final tour supporting our debut album. And that was when we decided who was going to produce the record. And we came home and we wrote for 2 months nonstop. We just wrote songs. We would record them live in our studio because we write as a band. We don't do that whole emailing nonsense, Pro Tools. We write as a band. We recorded old school. We would send Mikey and Dave the live demos with all the mistakes of us. Everything's terrible. And they would give us their notes, and and we probably wrote 14 or 15 songs, and we picked, I think, 10 or 11 and went and tracked them. And they came down for about a week before we did the record. We did a solid couple days of pre-production, just picking the songs apart. And then we went into the studio, laid them down, and then they grew from there. And like I said, it was like a 7-person band at this time because Mikey and Dave became members at that point, but it was so egoless. I don't think it's something that happens often. There was no bumping heads with anyone. It just was like, hey, let's do what's best for the song and the album, and cool, right on.
Nice. Now, you guys also, too, you guys been around for about 4 years now, I guess it is?
Yeah, 2012 was our first record.
Okay.
And we didn't do anything before that.
So I'm looking at what you guys have done. You guys have pretty much accomplished a lot for a new band out there. You guys you did 6 U.S. tours. You've shared the stage with some of the biggest names in the business. You got to be pretty proud of yourselves.
We're lucky and we're humble because we get opportunities and we take them. That's really all you can do, and it's all an opportunity for us. It's a chance to show what we have and to learn a little bit more for us to get better. So it's just like everyone out there, there's a million people that want to be in a band and have a dream, and we're getting opportunities and we're very thankful, and that's the mindset we're going to keep with the whole time. No matter how good or bad it goes, it's just another opportunity to do what we want to do.
Nice. So, all right, time to get weird. What is getting weird to you guys? Because you guys might be taking it to a whole new level.
It's time to get weird. We realized it probably took us about 1 or 2 tours on the first record to start really seeing, what we had chemistry-wise on stage and what the crowd was reacting to, being a new band. And it got to the point where Jamie, our one guitar player, just started saying before we walked on stage, he said, "All right, it's time to get weird, guys," jokingly. And we started saying it all the time, and then we started writing it online. Oh, it's time to get weird. And then our fans, who call themselves the Evil Seeds, we didn't give them that name, they started saying it, and then it just kind of got locked in with us, what we do. All right, we're going to get weird, and everyone just started associating with our band. So when we had to pick an album title, it just was like, well, it kind of has to be It's Time to Get Weird because that's our thing. We thought about other titles, and we were like, nah, it's time to get weird. And all it means is go be yourself and have fun. It doesn't mean be, some weird asshole. It just means just go be yourself to the fullest extent. Don't worry about what anybody says and do your thing. And that's what we do on stage.
Nice. And let's even go a step further with the band name, Sunflower Dead. I was reading the explanation of how you came up with it, and it's really pretty creepy.
It's pretty creepy, I know, right? Well, I live on Sunflower Avenue, and I was driving by it one day, and I just looked at the street sign, and the name Sunflower Dead popped in my head. Probably because I was thinking of Marilyn Manson, the Beauty and Ugly, the yin and yang type thing, and
right.
Dead just seemed to complement Sunflower so well, and I automatically started thinking of a short story and I started writing it down, and it was about these kids who were murdered, and they came back, and they became vigilantes, whatever. So I just threw it aside, no big deal. I come up with ideas all the time. When the band was writing songs initially, even before we had the look, Jamie, my guitar player, he said to me, we need a name that really exemplifies beauty and ugliness, that yin and yang thing. And he goes, and I keep thinking it's something with a flower in it. I said, really? I said, well, I wrote this short story called The Sunflower Dead, and I sat there and I explained to them in depth what it was about. And everyone in the band was like, wow, that is really cool. And like nothing else, let's be the Sunflower Dead, and let's take on the look of those characters. Not that we're going to sing songs about them per se, but let's take on the look. And we just did it, and it worked. And the idea was to do a graphic novel, and now I'm actually doing it. I'm collaborating with, I can't tell you his name, but it's a very esteemed horror author. We're writing the graphic novel, The Story of Sunflower Dead. And we're going to debut it at next year's Comic-Con. So me and him are going to sit down and get it out there. And then maybe one day turn it into a movie. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how far it goes.
Sweet. That's awesome. So, all right, so the first single, Dance with Death. Do you guys have, like, a fascination with death? I was just wondering.
I had, like every song I wrote on this damn album has death or dead or mortis or something. I was like, what is going on? I was like, every song, I didn't do it on purpose, but I started to realize as I was writing my lyrics, like, I do have this, like, weird, like it's like this, like, it is a fascination with, like, that blue coldness of death. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know why I kept writing about it, but really the song Dance with Death has nothing to do with death. It's not about dancing with zombies or The Walking Dead or any of that nonsense. It's really just a metaphor for any obstacle that's in your way of just basically saying nothing's going to stand in my way to get to where I want to go. And that's really all it is, and including we'll take it to the point where we'll dance with death. Everybody's seen those old pictures of, like a lady dancing with like the Grim Reaper or something. I'll dance with death to get to where I want to be, and that's what it's about. I kind of needed a call to arms song, like a hype up song for the band, because we knew where we were after the first album cycle, and we knew the opportunities we had. So it was like, okay, let's do this and let's let nothing stand in our way, and that's what that song's about.
Cool. Now, when does the album officially come out?
It's supposed to come out, it's, as far as I know, it's going to come out on October 30th, digitally only in North America. And that's because we're in the middle of negotiating a record deal that we might take or might not, which will affect the release worldwide. So, but right now, as of today, it'll be available in North America just digitally only on 10/30.
Cool. All right. And how about, you guys going to do a video for Dance with Death, or just with the lyric video, or?
The lyric video's out, and the official video premieres tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time on loudwire.com. Yeah, it's really, really cool. And the video ties us into the whole comic book world, and when you see the video, you'll get that. So we're excited about finally unleashing that.
Awesome. That's such a huge world right now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Big time. Cool. All right, so where can everybody find Sunflower Dead?
The usual suspects: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and then, of course, sunflowerdead.com. Damn, you could just Google our name, it comes up. I laugh when people say, hey, where can I find you? I go, well, where do you think? Hello, you ever heard of the Internet? You can find anybody. You can find your grandma who's been dead for 300 years. You can find anything. So, yeah, the usual suspects.
I've had quite a few people just say, just Google the name.
Just Google the name, yeah. Just Google the name, yeah. I know it's funny, but we're everywhere.
Now, how about touring, man? Are you guys gonna be hitting the road, or?
Yeah, 2016 we'll be hitting the road. We just did our first European tour in the summertime. We did a month over there with Snot, and then we opened up for Korn on a couple shows with Korn for their 20th anniversary tour in the UK. So that was killer. And that was it was like a warm-up tour for us. We tried out a bunch of new songs, and it went great. So, the idea on this cycle is to tour worldwide. I think one mistake bands make, especially from the U.S., is they stick to the U.S. circuit, or especially just the Midwest circuit, and they don't branch out, and then they're stuck. And our thing is we have a worldwide appeal, so we're going worldwide on this album cycle. There's no doubt about it. Where we're starting, I don't know, but I'll know shortly.
Well, let me ask you this: since you're a Philly boy, the East Coast. More and more, like you said, I just kind of can't figure it out. The Midwest gets more tours, it seems, than the East Coast more now.
You know what? There's this myth, and I think it's a myth, that for hard rock and metal, the Midwest is where it's at as far as touring, because people are so receptive to it. Now, the coast, especially Philly, New York, and then Los Angeles over here, people are a little more jaded, so it's a little harder to break into those markets. Now, what I've always found, especially growing up in Philadelphia and living in Southern California all these years now, is that the difference is that people aren't there to support you when you're small, but when you break through a little bit, then they start coming out in droves. So you got to kind of prove it a little harder to the coast, and then they come out and really support. So where on the Midwest it seems like they're there a little more in the beginning. To me, it's all good. I don't care, man. You put me in front of 10 people or 50,000, I'm there to prove it, so I don't really care, but I think that's the difference.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Well, Mike, this has been a lot of fun. Great to meet a Falco Delco boy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rarity.
I know, right? Yeah. As soon as I heard your voice, I was like, this dude's definitely from the Philadelphia area for sure. Oh,
that's funny. That is so funny. Cool. All right, we're gonna play the single for everybody, and I'll shoot Doug an email and let him know when I'm going to air this, because I just taped it.
Cool, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, dude. Good talking, brother.
You too, man. And when you come back to Philly, let's hook up.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll get together and hang out.
Cool.
All right, dude.
Take care, man. Later.